How's everybody doing today? We have another story right here, okay? Look at this. Another story of the power that they are not going to relinquish, right? The control that I've been talking to you about for months. This is just another country. This is Germany. And check this out, right? It says Merkel imposes Easter lockdown, extends the curbs in German setback, right? Setback. Don't you love this? How just their numbers, right? Some phantom numbers, right? Any numbers that they can manipulate, just like you do every single day hearing about Johns Hopkins University and all of the numbers that they put out. They can just say, oh, look, it's going back up. Oh, look at this. Look at the trigger for tighter curbs, right? Oh, right here. So, oh, we're just getting back up there now. We got to lock things down again, right? It's just ridiculous. Says, Angela Merkel and regional leaders agreed to put Germany into hard lockdown over Easter to try to diffuse a third wave of CV19 infections fueled by faster spreading mutations. I told you about this, right? We talked about it. They were going to use these mutations, use these so-called, mutant strains that are more infectious, more deadly, et cetera, to be able to continue this control, right? To hold on to this power. They're going to continue to do this because they're not going to relinquish that, right? It says, after more than 11 hours of tense talk that ended early Tuesday, Merkel and the state leaders extended existing lockdown measures for 4 more weeks and postponed plans to reopen Europe's largest economy. But they failed to reach an agreement on tougher measures such as curfews in hard-hit areas and establish rules for domestic travel. We're going to get into that at the end of this video, so please stick around because that's a big part of this. What you're going to have to do to be able to travel here very, very soon. We are now in a very, very serious situation, Merkel said at a news conference that started just after 2:30 a.m. in Berlin. Says the case numbers are rising exponentially and intensive care beds are again filling up. She said, adding that the number of infections must come down to allow the country's, jab campaign to start taking effect. If anybody still thinks that this entire scenario, this entire situation is not about this, I'm sorry, but you are that deceived, right? It says, in the radical Easter shutdown, one of the toughest in Germany since the start of the pandemic, all stores will be shuttered from April 1st for 5 days, except for food stores, which will open on April 3rd. Merkel said after the video call with the country's 16 state premiers. Says citizens will be encouraged to remain at home. Private gatherings limited to 1 other household and a maximum of 5 people. And public meetings are banned. People, you are under martial law. You want to call it whatever you want to call it. You are under military governmental control right now. Okay? You remember this is the same lady here that said that this Christmas was their last Christmas. Remember that? I had a video on that. I'll leave it in the description. Check that video out. Yeah, she said, this was the last Christmas, because how bad this was going to get. Yeah. The latest steps by Merkel, increasingly embattled administration, are a blow to pandemic-weary Germans. Opinion polls suggest that they're becoming more and more disgruntled with the government's handling of the crisis just 6 months ahead of September's national election. Yeah, I have a lot of German subscribers. They're ticked off. They're sick of this. They're not stupid. They're very smart. They can see what is going on. They can see they're being lied to. They can see they're being manipulated, right? And yeah, so what are they going to do? This is where we're really going to start seeing things ramp up. Coming into 2022, I'll tell you what, I believe that area right in there, they seem to always like to use the November to January, that area, to really start pushing things. And I think that by that time, by 2022, you are going to be seeing serious escalations of protesting, rioting, whatever you want, people fighting back, and you're going to see a massive escalation in military and government trying to take full control, okay? Because not only will the jab be into the last phase, which will be where they're coming after you and I, people are just going to be fed up with it. You're putting people back against a corner where they want to be able to protect their family, their loved ones, feed their family, and you're not allowing them to, and you're locking them down and keeping them in their homes. It says officials extended Germany's current lockdown measures until April 18th. They will meet again on April 12th to decide how to proceed with the partial lockdown. Don't you love how they get to decide your life, right? They get to decide. Oh, they'll decide how to do it. You think they're living a hard time right now? You think they're struggling? You think they need, they're trying to just figure out how to put food on the table for their families, for their children? No, I can guarantee you they're not. That's you and I. We're the ones that are struggling. We struggle to put food on the table. We're doing everything in our power to just be able to get through the day-to-day life, right? And all they continue to do is to corner us and push us back into these corners. That's the plan, though. They want to push you into a corner so that you will eventually revolt. And when you revolt, that will give them the final straw that they need to be able to say, we have to go on 100% full lockdown, full martial law, okay? So please, share this information. This is what we need to be sharing, okay? It's just, if we stop sharing this, they get away with this. They get away with it. There were few new concrete steps to control the virus. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you want to know what this is all about? I told you. Control, right? It's not about controlling this. It's about controlling you and I. Merkel reiterated to an urgent appeal for citizens to avoid unnecessary domestic and international travel. Businesses were strongly encouraged to test on-site employees, but weren't required to do so. For now, right? There you go. These are all as of now, right now. Weren't required at this part, right? Look at this. It's correct to use the Easter period to break the infection so that the ramp of inoculations and the many tests can help us control you and I, not control the virus like it says here. Finance Minister Olaf Scholz said Tuesday on ZDF television. You gotta love these guys, right? Oh, he's the finance minister? Yeah. Think this isn't about money? Follow the money. Germany's CD19 incidence rate has nearly doubled in the past month, highlighting Europe's struggle to contain the pandemic. Amid stuttering, jabbing programs across the region, lockdowns have been reimposed in Italy and France in the past week. See, everybody? It's happening everywhere. Austria on Monday canceled plans to further reopen the economy around Easter after surging cases threatened to overwhelm some hospitals. Now, you know this, right? We talked about this. I covered this. We all knew this was going to come. I talked about it in December. I talked about it in January when they said these mutations would take off in March. How did they know? How did they know it precisely that these mutations were going to take off in March? How many times are they going to get these things right? How many times are they going to predict exactly when they're going to be able to do this type of lockdown, this type of restriction, when the jabs will be ready, when the next mutation will take off, etc., etc. Like I said before, it's like hitting the Powerball or your Mega Millions or whatever your lottery is in your area, right? Over and over and over again. People, you have to see that this was planned, all right? The European Union has administered doses covering 6.6%. That's it, of the population. Less than a third of what the UK has managed. See? Look at this, the jab tracker, right? Cases in Germany are rising again after authorities began to relax restrictions in late February and set out a plan to gradually unwind the remaining curbs. Now, this is really important. This part right here, because I spoke about this when you had Texas and other states all opening back up, right? And I said, don't fall for it. Do not fall for it, because it was another perfect plan laid out. That's what it was. This is what you're going to hear. You're already starting to hear it, right? You're already seeing it down in Miami. I covered that about spring break. Oh, they opened up, and this is what's happening because they opened up. Well, get ready, because this is all going to come full circle. All those states that were open where people are like, yes, they're so happy with their state leaders and their governors and their mayors or whatever, and they're saying, oh, awesome. They do, they love us. They are opening us back up. They're letting us do this. They're not making us wear masks. They're not making us do this. That was a setup, because now they can just come full circle and say, well, they opened up too soon, and thanks to those 19 states or whatever it was, right, about half, they love to do that. They got to keep everything divided, and now I'm talking to the United States, right? You're seeing it in all these other countries, okay, all around the world, okay? But trust me, in the United States, we just follow. It's the same thing. Look at the first wave, how it all came through. How it went from, China, Japan, all around, right? Spain, Italy, blah, 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 all the way through. Well, it's all happening again, and it's not going. It's going to happen. That's the plan. This is all planned. Oh, man. This agency reported on Tuesday that the national 7-day rate of infections per 100,000 people rose. Oh, man, here we go again. Cases. Whew, man. Look at this. The provision allows authorities to tighten lockdown measures, and although the threshold has been crossed in 10 out of 16 states, many have opted not to take action. We're not even going to get into the rest of this because all they're going to talk about is this. Look at right here. We'll read this last part. Then I'm going to get into the part about travel, domestic travel. Okay, it says, meanwhile, the Merkel termed the third wave of the virus appears to be gathering pace, spurred by what? Faster spreading CV19 mutations, right? They knew it. They planned it. It's happening. And what do you think they're talking about when they're talking about travel? Oh, we don't want you to travel. It's not safe, blah, blah, blah. You want to know what is going to start happening? Let's see right here from Forbes. Because travel changes for those who are fully jabbed up, all right? Well, what do you think that they're going to, tell you that we're going to have to do, right? Look at this. It says, the CV jab is becoming available to more people across the United States. Given the uptick in travel, it seems that more people are becoming confident to travel once they have become fully jabbed. Here are some of the travel changes to know about for those who have been or will be jabbed. Okay, it says, what does fully jabbed mean? Your body must develop antibodies after receiving the recommended CV jab dosage before you are fully jabbed. The waiting period is 14 days after receiving your final dose. The 14-day period starts after receiving your second dose if you receive the Moderna or Pfizer jab. The Johnson & Johnson jab only requires one dose. That's why I said I believe they're going to manipulate this one here the most, okay? It says, if you want to travel after getting the jab, your travel date should start 14 days after receiving the second jab. As always, you should stay home if you're showing potential signs and symptoms. People can still contract CV after being fully jabbed. I just covered this yesterday. Why are they getting it then? Oh, because it'll stop them from dying. It'll, take away the most severe adverse effects. I mean, really? That's why I'm going to go and hurry and roll up my sleeve and get jabbed because, I can still get it. I can still spread this phantom thing. I can still get it, right? I can still get sick. I can still do every single thing. I still got to wear a mask. Still need to get tested. But it'll keep me from dying. Oh, that makes sense, right? And we're the stupid ones? We're the crazy ones? Yeah. This is where we're headed right here. Right here, how they're telling you, after you get fully jabbed, then yeah, you can start traveling. You shouldn't, but you can start traveling. Well, that's why they're doing it. And that's another reason why they are pushing it the way that they are, so that they can say that, even if you are fully jabbed, technically it still can spread, and technically you can still do this, and you can still do that. It's all pure manipulations. But look, will you need a CV19 jab passport to travel? Here's what they are and how they might work. Can you believe this? Everybody, it's here. Everything we talked about is here. Every single thing is here. All right? Now, I'm going to leave this here. This video has already gotten a little bit too long. I'm going to do a separate video just on these again. I already did one, but I'm going to do another one because, this all ties into ID 2020, okay? This all ties into this, right? Everything ties in, right? And I just need you all to realize that, all right? And I know my subs do, but, use this information. Do your own research too, but just do everything you have to do to share this information because you can obviously see that we're losing time to be able to show, your loved ones, your family, your friends. They're definitely ramping up all of their control for their chaos. They're definitely, you can feel we're getting to a whole nother level. And I'm telling you, within the next 6 months to a year, we're definitely going to be at a level we've never, ever seen before. Because that will be when we're in phase 3 of the jabs, like I told you, when they've already gotten everybody that was willing. They've already gotten everybody that they could persuade, that were on the fence. Phase 3 will be here, in the next 6 months to a year, and that is the phase where they come after you and I, the ones that refuse no matter what they say. We will not get the jab. So, I love you all. Stay strong, stay safe, protect your family at all costs, and we'll get through this. There's no fear in this. Please do not take anything I ever say as fear. This is purely information. This is how we prepare. This is how we plan. And this is how we always make sure that our family is as safe as possible. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.